Network. I am Deran Kılıçarslan, Head of Talent Acquisition at NSDR, and also your host for this event today. I'm excited to be here with you all today to discuss the latest trends in laws and regulations of IT nearshoring from Turkey. Let us establish common guidelines for us to have more positive webinar experience. Please keep your microphone on mute when you're not speaking. Use the chat feature if you have any questions, and please reach out to our IT support if you have any problem. Note that the webinar is recording for future references and distribution. Feel free to ask questions and participate in the discussion, but be mindful of the time and allow others to speak as well. Make sure your device and internet connection are working properly during the webinar. Lastly, please remember to have fun and enjoy the learning experience. As you know, IT nearshoring is the practice of outsourcing IT services to a company in a nearby country. This can be a great way to save money while still maintaining high-quality standards. In recent years, IT nearshoring has become increasingly popular as businesses have come to realize the many benefits it can offer. In fact, recent studies show that 70% of businesses that have outsourced IT services to a nearby country are satisfied with the results. There are many reasons why businesses choose to nearshore their IT services. Some of the most common reasons include cost saving, because the cost of the host labor is often lower in nearby countries, access to a larger pool of skilled talent, improved time to market, because nearby countries are often closer to the businesses' customers, which means that businesses can get their products and services market faster. If you're considering nearshoring your IT services, there are a few things you need to keep in mind. First, you need to make sure that the company you choose has the experience and expertise to meet your needs. Second, you need to make sure that the company has a strong commitment to quality. Today, we will have 3 expert speakers who will share their knowledge as part of our pro bono service to give you insights about nearshoring your IT services from Turkey. Ryan Weiser, who will share his recent nearshoring experiences as the latest NSDR nearshoring partner from the Netherlands. Ryan will discuss his activities as matchmaker between companies in Western Europe and suppliers of software development services. Special attention to the benefits of Turkey as a destination and reasons for his partnership with NSDR. Mert Şükrü Tezen, who will talk about trading with Turkey and nearshoring IT businesses regulations. Mert will share his knowledge and experience in navigating copywriting, taxation, accounting, and other legal and regulatory concerns related to nearshoring IT business between Turkey and European Union countries. Ümit Doğan, founder of NSDR, who will discuss how to do outsourcing safely and securely. He will cover topics such as intellectual property rights, confidentiality, contracts, and agreements. Ümit will also explain how NSDR operates like a European IT company, making it a safe and reliable partner for nearshoring. I am excited to hear these experts about the latest trends, and I'm sure you'll find their presentation informative and helpful. Please join me in welcoming our first speaker, Ryan Weiser. Ryan, could you please share your screen with us so that we can hear you?
I hope everybody can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Hello, I'm Rinus Visser. I'm a Dutch national and I live in London since 2000. And what I do is best described, according to one of my clients, as being a matchmaker and offering this as a service to companies. I have been active in the field of software development outsourcing for more than 10 years. I have a large network of suppliers in Eastern Europe, both inside and outside the EU. And my clients primarily come from the UK and the Netherlands. And occasionally I work with Scandinavian and companies from Switzerland. I wanted to start today with a quick overview of the nearshore region in terms of software development. And I wanted to start with a little definition of what nearshoring really is. To me, nearshoring is based on the fact that you can get there quite quickly. So you have limited travel time, less than 3 or 4 hours flying, and that you have a considerable overlap in business hours between your outsourcing partner and your own office. Usually that should be about 3 or 4 hours. To give you an example, it takes 4 hours to fly from Amsterdam to Cairo and a little bit more than 3 hours to fly from Amsterdam to Moscow. So that gives you an idea of the region that I consider to be nearshoring. Now, prior to the war in the Ukraine, it was quite clear that Eastern Europe, places like Poland, Romania, but also the Ukraine itself, were almost at peak capacity in terms of what they could support in software development services. There are lots of examples to demonstrate that. For example, Ukrainian companies started outsourcing themselves using developers from Brazil. And in terms of prices, which is always very important in outsourcing, you have to take into account that rises of prices within contracts on a yearly basis of 10% were absolutely normal in those sort of days. The war in the Ukraine has sort of turbocharged this entire problem. Nowadays, resources in Eastern Europe, Romania, Poland, and other places are basically overwhelmed with clients. Many companies are no longer capable of using Russian, Belarusian, and in most cases, Ukrainian software development resources. And they are all looking for new teams, new suppliers, new people to actually help them out. In combination with often sky-high inflation in Eastern Europe, which is around 20%. Nowadays, discussions about prices are on a year-on-year basis, often including 30% rise. The result of that is that the cost advantages of places like Romania and Poland compared to other countries in Western Europe are almost negligible. And if cost is an important part of your decision to go and do outsourcing, you are almost certainly nowadays going to end up outside the EU, which is why places like Turkey are in the mix in combination with places like Montenegro, Moldova, and Egypt. So let's run past some selection criteria that are used to find your ideal software development partner. I'm not going to talk about IP or legal stuff. The other speakers will do that today. So I'm going to focus on some of the more softer criteria. First of all, and the easiest one is size. If a client comes to me and says, I want to start with 50 developers on a project and I want to scale it up to 100 by the end of this year, that to me means that the software development partner they're looking for should at least have 1,000 people on the payroll at the moment. In my view, a project should not take up more than 10% of the overall resources of your partner. And that is to make sure that the partner can continue functioning, even if you have to stop the project. Another reasonably straightforward selection criteria is the technical skills. Initially, that's quite easy. After a short briefing with your potential new partner, they should be able to produce a series of profiles with the right technical skills and experience levels. But beyond that initial situation, you should really look at how good is their recruitment process. We're all operating in a tight labor market, and therefore to have a longer term relationship, your partner should be able to actually effectively recruit in that sort of an environment. So how many recruiters do they have? How much skills do they have? How much experience do they have? Is a very important part of selecting a partner. The other thing you should look at is at how good they are in keeping their employees. Do they organize all sorts of events? Do they organize, for example, a trip every year when they go skiing? Or do they have special office events on Friday afternoon or during the week? Anything they do to actually create the feeling that we are a family, that we are a company that is moving places, and that I want to stay with and that I want to work with, because that is going to help you keep your team. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that invariably over the past 10 years, the thing that most companies do is that they over-ask. They over-ask, particularly in terms of the skills they want from a outsourcing partner. It's not uncommon for a company to demand that everybody has 5 or 6 years experience in a team. And that is basically impossible. A team of 5 or 6, 7 developers with 5, 6 years of experience is not going to be a stable team. Some people will want to move out and do something else in the next couple of years, and other people will not find it possible to develop and learn new skills within that sort of environment. So please do not over-ask, because that is the one and only thing most outsourcing partners come back to me with as a problem. Sorry. 10 years ago, when I started in matchmaking, people talked a lot about fixed-term, fixed-price contracts. But fortunately enough, that is nowadays no longer the case. Agile development in combination with a time and material contract is really the standard nowadays. In this area, you should also be very strict with yourself, what you want from your outsourcer. If you want your outsourcer just to deliver you people, just to deliver you capacity, that is a totally different request from the one where you want your outsourcer to actually make a contribution to technical, critical technical decisions. The one where you want your supplier to really add value and be your partner and not necessarily your supplier. You cannot be both. So from the beginning, you have to decide which one you want. Nowadays, the most popular form of cooperation is a so-called enhanced team, which means that there is a combination of your own software developers with the developers from your outsourcing partner, and they work in small groups or small teams, often 2 or 3 people on a particular sprint or on a particular topic or on a particular part of your software. To have an enhanced team means that you retain critical capabilities within your own organization, which is good for you. But the main problem with this situation is that people do not actually sort of set it up in a way that everybody can learn new skills. For your developers from your partner, it is important that they, for example, can develop leadership skills. And there has to be a possibility from the very beginning within these sort of situations to actually do that. And you must make it possible that this is well organized, otherwise it's not going to work very well for you. Now, the most problems I have are with cultural barriers. And this has always been a bit of a surprise to me, because nowadays on the internet, you can find out quite a lot about the cultural differences and barriers between the place you work in, the country you are active in, the UK, and a place where your outsourcer is active, like Romania or Turkey. Within an hour, you can find the main cultural differences between these sort of places, and that will help you be more productive. That will help you to understand situations. That will help you to eventually have a better relationship with your outsourcing partners. We all know they exist. We all know they have a massive influence. So let's put some time and energy in it to actually work out from the very beginning what they are. To my great surprise, most of the time the questions are still the same. 10 years ago, people came back to me and said, I've just been in a meeting with my outsourcing team and only the two senior developers actually said anything. And I still get that question. I still get that question 2 months ago. And that shouldn't really be necessary, because nowadays you can learn so much from the internet. You can actually understand so much about this area that shouldn't be really a problem anymore. It will greatly help if your outsourcing partner already has contacts and has already clients in the country you are active in. So if there are any local references, please check them out, and please also discuss with them what cultural differences they have actually come across and how they dealt with it. It will help you greatly with getting a positive and good relationship with your outsourcer. Something else that actually doesn't seem to be coming up very often is language barriers. We assume that everybody in IT speaks English, and to some degree that is absolutely true. But the problem is that many employees in your organization, the Western European organization, don't always speak very good English, and they are nevertheless still necessary in a development, in a program, and in a project, for example, to talk to business analysts. There are, however, situations that you can do, and you can help to overcome these sort of barriers in languages. Maybe you could send your specifications in Dutch to your partner. I didn't think that was possible, but 5 years ago I went to Romania and I saw a team working for a Dutch client. They'd been working for this client for a number of years, and the client actually delivered all his specifications in Dutch, which was absolutely no problem for them, and they were very happy to work with it. One of the reasons for me to work with NSTR, and one of the reasons for me to consider Turkey as an outsourcing destination, has always been that the fact that there are lots of people who speak Dutch and probably also German in Turkey, which makes it possible, and that is probably one of the attractions of working with NSTR, that they can provide you with a Dutch-speaking or German-speaking project manager as an interface between the Dutch organization, the German organization, and the Turkish developers. In all of my years, I would say that if your business needs outsourcing to move forward, there will always be a partner for you. Somewhere in this magnificent place, there is always someone that will fit your bill and that will fit your requirements. It may need some time and or the help of a matchmaker, but your ideal partner does exist. So keep on looking for it, and I'll be happy to help you if you need to. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Renes. Now we have the second speaker, Mr. Şükürmat Tezel. He is a very experienced lawyer in Turkey. Yes, Mert, you can start. The stage is yours now.
Okay, thank you, Deren. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we will be discussing about opportunities and challenges of nearshoring IT business between Turkey and Europe. As technology continues to connect businesses across borders, organizations are increasingly exploring nearshore outsourcing as a strategic approach to optimize their operations, tap into global talent, and drive innovation. Nearshoring, the practice of outsourcing business processes to neighboring or nearby countries, offer a range of advantages that empower companies to enhance their competitiveness, streamline operations, and capitalize on cost efficiencies. IT nearshoring offers a range of advantages that contribute to successful business opportunities, such as efficiency and convenience, quality assurance, legal and regulatory compliance, cost effective communication and coordination, flexibility, risk mitigations, most important, data security, and intellectual property protection. As you see, IT nearshoring provides a multitude of benefits that are crucial for successful business operations. By embracing IT nearshoring, business can leverage these advantages to optimize their operations, drive innovations, and achieve their strategic goals in today's competitive global landscape. And Turkey's IT industry is on the rise. The industry has seen tremendous growth over the past decade, driven by factors such as a large and young population, skilled labor, strategic geographic location, and government initiatives aimed at promoting digitalizations and technology use. Turkey, with its strategic location bridging Europe and Asia, along with a deep pool of talented IT professionals, emerges a highly appealing nearshoring destination. This includes cost savings, cultural similarities, and streamlined coordination due to shared time zones. The proximity to major European markets, together with a skilled workforce and favorable business environment, positions Turkey as a compelling choice for companies seeking to optimize their operations through nearshoring in the dynamic IT industry. Recognized as one of the top 50 digital economies globally in 2020, Turkey's strategic position at the crossroads of Europe and Asia further adds its appeal for IT business seeking a competitive edge. With a perfect blend of human capital, digital advancements, and a favorable location, Turkey stands as an exciting and promising destination for the rapidly evolving IT industry. So, establishing and operating a business in Turkey involves navigating a comprehensive legal framework, including processes such as business registration, obtaining necessary licenses, and compliance with labor laws. Of course, for IT business, it's crucial to consider data protection regulations and intellectual property rights. While the Turkish government has been working to align its legislation with European Union standards, there are still differences to be aware of. By staying informed and ensuring compliance, IT businesses can effectively navigate the legal landscape and seize the numerous opportunities presented by Turkey's dynamic business environment. This slide, as you see, presents on an overview of legal framework in Turkey, highlighting key aspects related to employment and doing business. On the left side, focuses on the employment related matters, and the right side covers various aspects of establishing and operating business in Turkey. Legal and regularity compliance is of utmost importance in the context of IT nearshoring. As a professional, I understand the significance of various aspects that contribute to effective compliance management. Labor laws play a crucial role in ensuring proper employment practices, including working hours, minimum wage regulations, and social security contributions. Intellectual property rights also is essential for safeguard innovations and proprietary information. Data protection regulations, such as European Union's General Data Protection Regulation and Turkey's law on the protection of personal data, must be adhered to in order to ensure the security and privacy for personal data. Dispute resolutions mechanism provide a framework for resolving conflicts that may arise during the nearshore process. Staying informed about regulatory updates is vital to ensure ongoing compliance with evolving laws and regulations. By partnering with a reputable nearshoring company like an STR, which priorities label laws, intellectual property protection, data security, despite solutions and regulatory compliance, business can confidently navigate the legal landscape and ensure a successfully IT nearshoring experience. When outsourcing IT services, as I said before, intellectual property protection is crucial. Consideration in this point, consideration include clear agreements on IP ownership, confidentiality measures, rights assignments, security protocols, non-compete clauses, monitoring mechanisms, and enforcement procedures. It's important for foreign companies to review data security practices and seek legal advice to ensure compliance and protect their intellectual property rights. By addressing these aspects, businesses can confidently safeguard their valuable assets when collaborating with nearshoring partners. And experienced nearshore service providers recognize the paramount importance of intellectual property protection, dedicated to implementing robust measuring to safeguard the assets of their clients. Their approach must include prioritizing clear contractual agreements, enforcing confidentiality and non-disclosure agreements, ensuring proper IP rights assignments, implementing stringent security protocols, including non-compete clauses, establishing monitoring mechanisms, and maintaining effective environment procedures like an STRD. Here is some legal benefits of nearshore IT service. As you see, compliance with local laws. Nearshore service providers have expertise in local laws and regulations, ensuring that the service provided are in compliance with applicable legal requirements. Intellectual property protection. Also, nearshore service providers can assist in establishing clear contractual agreements that protect intellectual property rights, ensuring that the client's proprietary information is safeguarded and preventing unauthorized use or disclosure. Data protection and privacy. Also, nearshore service providers can help navigate data protection law and ensure that the personal data is handled in accordance with applicable privacy regulations, such as General Data Protection Regulation in European Union. Contractual risk management. Also, service providers can assist in drafting and negotiating contracts, helping to mitigate risks and ensure that all legal aspects are properly addressed. Dispute resolutions. Nearshore service provides with legal expertise can provide assistance in dispute resolution processes, helping to resolve any conflicts that may arise during the engagement. Compliance with labor laws. Nearshore service providers can handle labor law compliance, including matters such as working hour, minimum wage, social security contribution, and employment contracts. By engaging a nearshoring company, this responsibility for compliance with labor laws rests with the nearshoring provider. Relieving the clients from the direct obligation associated with hiring and managing developers in terms of labor law compliance. And the last one, regulatory updates. Service providers stay updated with changes in local laws and regulations, helping clients to adapt and remain compliant with any legal developments. Nearshoring offers simplified taxation process for clients, as the nearshoring company handles the billing and includes all relevant taxes. This allows clients to focus on their core business activities without the need and handle complex tax matters. Nearshoring provides tax advantages for clients as they receive service from nearshore company and are not subject to taxation in Turkey. The nearshore company handles all tax obligations, including any applicable taxes in their country of operation. This eliminates the need for client to navigate the complexity of Turkish taxation and allows them to benefit from a simplified tax structure. By partnering with a nearshore service provider, clients can focus on their business operation without the additional burden of managing tax issues in Turkey. Thank you all for being here today. If you have any further inquiries or need additional details, please feel free to contact us. We appreciate your time and interest.
Thank you, Matt, for this information. Now I'd like to hand over the stage to Ümit Doğan, who is also a founder of NSDR Network. Ümit, it's your turn.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, so I want to have a quick presentation with you. So the topic is very important and serious. So this is the security and protection in the world of IT, and specifically in outsourcing. Yeah, in this dynamic and ever evolving landscape, it's crucial to have safety and security of your data, and of course your IP rights, and establishing robust contracts and agreements. So yeah. So before that, I want to give some information about myself before starting the presentation. I'm project lead. I just bring wealth of experience with me over the 20 years in IT field. So I just have a chance with a diverse range of clients, from large enterprises to exciting startups, and different industries such as technology, media and communication, tourism, aviation. And so I started as a developer, and then project manager. I did consultancy. I have been working as a mentor for some projects also. And also I had my own ventures. LSDR is one of them. So let's go in details of the topics shortly. Throughout this presentation, I will explore various aspects of security and protection, starting with securing data, and then best practices and measures that can safeguard your sensitive information from unauthorized access and potential threats. And then next, we will spotlight on the significance of protecting our intellectual property rights. And we will discuss strategies and techniques. And then we will go on with contracts and agreements, and then which play a very important role in establishing clear expectation and responsibilities. And then we will continue with third-party insurance companies, which are very important to have insurance for projects and mitigating risk and potential liabilities. And then so we will continue with building trust and confidence, which is very important in every business. And also outsourcing is a long-term relationship for sure between two companies. So, and then let's start. So as everyone says, security and protection, it is very important, I must say. So this is the first requirement that any IT company would require as a first step from the outsourcing company, because it's their value. So we know that that's very important, and as a first step, you should, as an outsourcing company, you should be on the same page that it's very vital and very important. And then, so how will we do that? So securing data. Yeah, today's interconnected world, securing data has become almost impossible. So traditional methods like relying on antivirus programs, firewalls, even forbidding USBs on computers are no longer sufficient to protect against the constantly evolving threats and sophisticated cyber attacks. So the landscape of data security has changed dramatically. So we need to adapt that. So it doesn't mean that we should get rid of and don't think about securing data, but we should change the perception on that matter, because as we know, cloud computing, mobile devices, remote work, these kind of modern way of doing business is creating such kind of risks, but it has also advantages. We cannot just get rid of these advantages anyway. So what will we do that in that matter? The openness of the environment creating risk, that's right. But instead of doing old-fashioned way of restrictions, usually it's better to have to stress out the responsibilities of the partners. These partners can be a developer. This partner can be the outsourcing company, and the company that's having the outsourcing service. So the stressing out the responsibilities and doing clear agreements, and that's the important part nowadays. So intellectual property rights, IP rights play a crucial role in IT projects. So in the context of IT projects, it's very vital to proactively protect your IP rights. This involves taking necessary measures to prevent unauthorized use, duplication, distribution of your software, code design, and maybe creative works. By safeguarding your IP rights, we ensure that our innovative ideas and hard work are recognized, respected, and cannot be exploited without our consent. That's the case. That's the important part. That's the value that we want to protect. When it comes to IP rights in IT projects, there are various agreements come into play. The common agreement, as most of us will know, is NDA, which ensures the confidentiality of sensitive information and trade secrets. This helps preventing the unauthorized disclosure of valuable IP assets. And additionally, maybe some of us will also know, there is common agreement. It's called Intellectual Property Assignment Agreement, which clarifies the transferred ownership rights of the created IP from individuals or teams to organization or client. And also we have another agreement, which is called SLA. Also, SLA has a role in addressing IP rights by specifying the terms under which services are provided, including any IP-related provisions, etc. In our practice, I must say, we commonly have both outsourcing agreements and a separate non-disclosure agreement, NDA, that we refer to. And additionally, there are some cases where a single outsource agreement includes the necessary provisions of NDA. From my own experience, it's always better to have less number of documents, but more details in that document and satisfy the requirements of both parties. Yeah, by taking these measures and employing comprehensive IP protection strategies, we can confidentially navigate IT projects, protect our valuable assets, and more importantly, maintain a strong foundation for future growth and success. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to have a quick comparison between the in-house and outsourced development. I think it's something interesting. So it's often assumed that having employees within a company ensures better protection of IP rights compared to engaging with an outsourcing partner. Okay, I'm here to shed light on the fact that this assumption is not entirely accurate and can be misleading. When we talk about outsourcing, we are engaging in a business-to-business relationship. This means that both parties involved understand the importance of safeguarding confidential information and intellectual property. In fact, outsourcing partners specialize in managing these risks and having robust agreements and requirements. So while it's true that having in-house employees can provide a sense of control, it does not guarantee complete security. So on the other hand, outsourcing partners understand the criticality of protecting their clients' IP rights. And yeah, if you have, let's say, 100 of developers in-house, so you need to have kind of business-to-person agreements, and you need to take care of them in another way. But business-to-business relationships are much more secure and less risky. Yeah, so the contracts and agreements are very important, as I said, and it play a crucial role in establishing rights and responsibilities of both the outsourcing provider and our clients. They cover various aspects of the relationship, like engagement, project scope, like deliverables, timelines, pricing, confidentiality obligations. So at NSTR Network, we give importance to the development of comprehensive and customized contracts and agreements that are tailored to the needs of the client. Our team, legal team, works closely with our clients to ensure that contractual terms align with their objectives and also with us, with our objectives, provide the necessary protection of their business interests. So we understand the contract and agreements serve as safeguard, providing a solid foundation for a successful outsourcing partnership. Yeah, as I said, building trust and confidence is very important to build up a long-term relationship. So, that's the starting point that we should talk about to create better relationship, better approach to the relationships between the service provider and the client. Building trust and confidence is a long-term relationship. It requires a long-term relationship, and it also requires a shared goal. So the project should be perceived like it's our project, and you should be guiding to your client from the start, if you start from the scratch anyway, and then you need to take care of all the HR requirements and follow up the process until the project ends. It's very important and very vital to create commitment. So our approach extends beyond delivering a service. We aim to be a true partners. Yeah, if your client sees you as a partner, yeah, it's the right thing we want to see. Yeah, that's something. Working with third-party insurance companies. So it's something that's very useful when you start with a client, working with a client. So third-party insurance can safeguard your IP rights by providing coverage for legal expenses related to disputes, for example. So insurance policies can offer coverage for contractual disputes, and also third-party insurance mitigates financial risks associated with potential liabilities, legal claims, and damages. And by working with a third-party insurance company, you can have peace of mind knowing that you have additional protection support in place. Insurance coverage helps you build trust and confidence in the outsourcing partnership. Yeah. Okay, as we conclude our presentation, I want to emphasize that NSTR Network is your trusted and secure outsourcing partner. Throughout our discussion, we have highlighted the top priorities we place on intellectual property, data security, and our commitment to your satisfaction extends beyond words. We work closely with you to craft engagements that address your specific needs. Thank you for joining us today and considering NSTR Network as your outsourcing partner.
Thank you, Ümit, also for this valuable presentation. Maybe we should also hand over the speech to our participants. If they have questions, we would like to answer them. And if it would be perfect if they can start their cameras so that we can also kind of meet them in person. So any questions? We just had a question from the chat box, but I lost it, I think. Okay, we might have a problem with the connection, I think. Can you hear us, or you still here? Can you just raise hand? Yes, I see Greg raised hand. Yes, here is a question. No problem. You don't have to put. You don't have to start your camera. It's just if it is your preference, we would be happy to see you also. Yes, Susan van der Zon writes. I hope I'm not misspell your name. I was wondering where most of your clients are originated and how do you present physical presence? Yes.
Okay.
Meet you are.
Yeah, I think I need to take this. Yeah, actually, I will try to find out the previous presentation. You can find it YouTube. But just from my top of head is we have clients mostly in Europe for sure. Also, we have clients in Israel. Specifically in Europe, we have clients in Netherlands, in Switzerland, and Germany mostly. Also, we have clients in UK. Actually,
you may add Israel, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, as I said, Israel, we have few clients in Israel. And in history, we had clients like United States, Canada, Singapore, even Japan. But currently, we are just focusing on Europe and Israel mostly. And the presence, we are located in Istanbul. Our developers are remote, and we are full remote company. We just but we have a membership for co-working spaces all around Istanbul and Ankara, and they can use co-working spaces. Yeah.
We have another question from Paul. What is the main cultural difference between Turkey and your Western European clients?
Good. I think that's also for me.
Yes.
Do you want to answer this question, Deran?
Yes, for sure. Well, for me, the main cultural difference between Turkey and Western European clients are well, Europeans are more punctual, especially German clients. But sometimes, not always, but sometimes in Turkey, people prefer to be more relaxed. But I don't think this is very much negative impact on the business. But the main common instead of differences, I'd like to emphasize on what we are in common, that we are the proximity and the cultural similarities. Maybe we should emphasize more because Turkey, however, assumed as part of Middle Eastern culture, we are more close to European culture in terms of doing business and life. And means I'm sure you have things to add.
Yeah, I think the in terms of doing working with an IT developer in Turkey, from my own experience, which I will say maybe thousands in years, and also we have been providing few hundreds of Turkish developers to European and Israeli and other countries. I would say Turkish developers has a respect for the authority. That's coming from our childhood. That's that's the thing. And so we basically in Turkey, we if someone is let's say in the higher level of hierarchy in your company, we call it bey. Bey means a sir. It's very odd, but it's very, very common thing. So it gives us it gives the information what I want to say. So it's not a bad thing in some sense. So so it depends on the other side, and it usually becomes a good match between a European country and a Turkish developer because we just understand that as a Turkish developer, we understand that it's a good thing to communicate in a personal way, even you cannot do it as an habit. But other side, they understand that this is the respect and understanding the hierarchy is a good thing for the client. Yeah, that's the main difference, cultural difference. And other than that, I advise if someone in here haven't been in Istanbul or Turkey before, and usually people are very how can I say, they don't expect that Istanbul is a European country, but they see that it's like almost like a Bulgaria, Romania, or something, some kind of countries. It's our lifestyle, our education is very similar to some European countries. Yeah.
Rhinus, maybe you would like to add something that you, as an European partner of NSTR, what would you like to add to which differences did you see up until now?
Oh, I think that basically it's not so much about the differences. It's more about how you actually work in a multicultural type of environment, which is that you try as much as possible to take into account that people may have different opinions, may have different ideas, or may have different reaction patterns. But you just have to be open-minded about it, and then it works. I would say that, for example, within Europe, we have large differences in cultural and in behavior. One of the biggest differences, for example, is between Holland and Belgium. That's one of the biggest cultural differences in Europe, despite the fact that both people speak Dutch or some form of Dutch. The cultural differences are just enormous, and they are much bigger in day-to-day operations than, for example, between Holland and Turkey. So if you're used to work in Europe, then Turkey shouldn't be a problem at all.
Thank you, Rhinus. And any other questions? I think for today, we are almost done with our timing also.
Yeah, we will be sharing the video on YouTube so that you can share and watch later on if you missed some part of it.
So I'd like to thank to our speakers and to the participants, and who knows, in the future, the people who will watch this video on YouTube and would like to work with us, for their time, for their attendance. Looking forward to have your answer your questions. You can reach me and my team, Ümit's, Ryan's, Paul, via email anytime or LinkedIn. Thank you for joining us today, and wish you have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.